Eric Muadh, Muadh.com. Here, a couple of days ago, I noticed that PPC was trying to break out on the monthly chart. As you can see, it closed the month of June 2016 above the previous most recent monthly closing high. So this looked like a good breakout. Now, there was a problem with the breakout, and I'll show you what it was. So the price was moving above the previous monthly closing highs going back to late 2014. But you can see as it advanced to new highs, there was a couple of problems here. Number one, the RSI failed to move above 69.1. So that was a little bit of an iffy situation. So that was, in my opinion, not very good. But the thing that gave me pause and to suspect that the breakout was not as powerful as it seemed was because if you take a look at the monthly RSI, the monthly MACD, not the RSI but the MACD. The MACDs were not trading at 3-year highs as is the minimum requirement for a powerful breakout. So you can see here the MACDs were ways off from moving to 3-year highs on both MACD settings. So that in my opinion was not a good setup. So it suggested that the breakout could take place, but it's not the strongest breakout. In other words, you might get a little bit of an upside, but more than likely it was gonna fail. That was my thinking. The reason why I would say that is if you go back and take a look at the previous successful breakouts, take a look at the monthly, and you can see that the biggest moving period in the stock is this time period here in 96, 97, 98 and to 99. This period here was very successful. There was another move here in 03 to about 05, and then also here in 2013, 2012, all the way to about 2015. So those are the periods when the stock was really trading well and with a sustained move to the upside. Now if you take a look at all those periods, you'll notice that the RSI here, let's take a look at the RSI first. The RSI did meet the minimum requirement here during the breakout by moving to 3-year highs, all-time highs. Again, we moved to 3-year highs here. So this is this period here. Again, it did meet the minimum requirement right there before the explosive move. And we can see another move to 3-year highs here on the RSI, which began this move here. So we can see that it meets the minimum requirement, or it did meet the minimum requirement during the 3 explosive moves. And again, we can go back and take a look at the MACDs during the same time frame, and they do meet the minimum requirement. So we're talking about this period here, and then here, and again here. And just to reinforce the idea, we can see a move to 3-year highs here on the RSI corresponded with a move to 3-year highs, all-time highs on the MACDs during the same period. So check, check, check. And again, we see that the RSI moved to 3-year highs here. At the same time, the MACDs were also, and you only need one of the MACDs to move to 3-year highs. But the MACDs, one of them did move to 3-year highs, but in this instant, both of them moved to 3-year highs. Again, you can see those are check marks, meets the minimum requirement. And here you can see most recently in late 2012 corresponds with the MACD moving to 3-year highs also. So what we are reinforcing here is that this chart gives us another explanation, another example as to why we should always insist that stocks move to 3-year highs on their RSI and on the MACDs. So 3-year highs is what you're looking for on the RSI and the MACDs on the monthly chart if you're gonna get an explosive move. If you take a look at the current monthly chart, you'll see that right now it is already showing that it is pulling back and failing to hold above the recent breakout level. So the breakout right now is in question, and it's only consistent with our observation that mainly the MACDs were ways off from moving to 3-year highs. So because the stock's MACDs were not at 3-year highs, you can see that this is a reason why one should have and could have avoided the breakout attempt, because even at best it was only gonna move up slightly. Eric Muadh, Muadh.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. EACS.